There was more money involved, and there was a lot more shiesty people. So by living in this lifestyle, I mean, initially it starts off as something that you can appreciate. I mean, it is your hard work, it is your labor. You can appreciate it to a certain degree. But after a while, you start to realize the repetitiveness that comes with this cycle of sinning, 24 hours a day, to sinning, constantly sinning, constantly intoxicating your body, constantly fornicating, constantly doing things that actually serve as no benefit. And like I said, at first it actually seems like something that could possibly be beneficial, because it ties into what we all know as the American dream. You know, many of y'all familiar with the American dream, right? You can see it, but you can't touch it. So anyway, growing up in New York, I always had like a real tainted, you know, understanding of Islam, because I always had like a real limited understanding of the Muslim. You know, I grew up in a multicultural place. You know, the Yemenis brothers, they own most of the delis. The West African brothers, they own most of the cab services. Then to make matters worse, you know, you had the, you know, the Nation of Islam running around claiming to be Muslims as well. So these were the images that I always had as of the Muslim. You know, the Yemenis brothers, you come inside the deli, they got their hat to the back, talking to you like, you know, a dude in the street. And I don't know if you could picture a Yemenis brother like, yo, what up, son? What's poppin', yo? Looking at him like, subhanAllah, like, this dude here is crazy. You know? He got pictures on the side of the thing with a 4-year-old holding an AK. It's like, subhanAllah, dude in the back serving ham sandwiches with plastic gloves, like he's still following the sunnah. He had plastic gloves on or something like that. You know, then you would have, you know, at the end of the night when the, you know, the Yemenis brothers would close down the deli, they would come out on the corner and do the same things we was doing. Yo, pass that, son. You looking like, you're supposed to be a Muslim. This dude about to, you serious? Wow, give it to him. You know? Hit him off. You know? Then, you know, you have the West African brothers, you know, they actually, you know, they run most of the cab services. And basically, like, before I even go any further, I want you to understand, like, I looked at all of these Muslims and everybody in my community as people who shared a common understanding that we were all trying to survive. We was all just trying to survive in the community. I never looked at anybody's religion negatively. I just looked at the fact that these are foreign brothers that come in here and try to make $1 no different from us. You know, so I understand, you know, the survival tactics. The Yemenis dude, he gotta act like the dude's on the corner so nobody, you know, try to take advantage of him. You gotta have a picture of a 4-year-old holding an AK to make it seem like, yeah, we tough too. Then, you know, you have the West African brothers, they drive in cabs, so, you know, 24 hours a day, they got a stranger sitting behind them. You know, so they get real edgy. You know, you tell a brother, yo, take me to 125th Street. You get in the cab, you know. Then while you're on your way, you might switch up and say, you know what, take me to 116th. He said, no. You said 125th Street. All right, calm down. I just want to go to 120th. No, I don't, listen, I don't need your money. Get out of my cab. I'm like, why are you acting funny? It's like, ain't you supposed to be a Muslim? Like, relax, man. No, get out. All right. You know, and then to make matters worse, you know, you got the Nation of Islam. They running around with their suits and their bow ties, and they smell like they done put a whole bottle of Atta on. And they just the most polite people you know. They just, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I interest you in a bean pie. Have you ever read the Final Call? You're looking at him like, all right, back up off me, man. What do you want? What's wrong with you? Like, why is you so cool? Relax, man. Ain't you supposed to be a Muslim? So these was like the tainted images that I had of the Muslim. And like I said, never once looking at the religion negatively, just looking at these images, looking at these characteristics of the Muslims in my community. So it was a point in my career, like I said, I started to keep running into this repetitive cycle of sinning, and I felt in my heart that I couldn't possibly be doing something right if I'm not happy. You know, I'm not happy. Everybody's looking at these 3-minute and 40-second frames of me in these videos. Y'all saying, Loon, look at Loon, man. He just jumped out of a $150,000 car. Look at Loon walking around with a strove light on his neck. Look at Puff, man. He got out of a helicopter. Like, you know, y'all looking at these images and y'all just saying to yourself, like, these dudes can't possibly have a worry in the world. And this is where the understanding of the 3 most answered du'as. You know, Allah, Azza-wa-Jal, He answered the du'a of the traveler, He answered the du'a of the parent to his child, and He answered the du'a of the oppressed. And the reason why I say the du'a of the oppressed, because I was truly oppressed. While y'all was sitting there, rooting me on, saying, yo, man, Loon fly, man, him and Puff, man, they like the flyest dudes out, man. Look at them, yo. Look at them, yo. But in all actuality, those 3-minute and 40-second frames of this luxurious lifestyle, this glorification of the American dream, it was just a facade. You know, I truly wasn't happy. So the first thing I did was separate myself from Bad Boy. I thought that would be the first thing I should do. Because not only do I have my own issues running around with Puff, that's a fitna in itself. Like, this brother here is a mogul, you know? This man is a very powerful entity in this business. And the things that come with hanging with him can ruin your life. You ain't gotta be doing nothing. Just all of the fitna that comes with being with him alone is a trial in itself. So I said, if I'm gonna face my life, I gotta separate myself from this brother. And he understood where I was coming from. So I separated from Bad Boy. So at that point, I was really kind of like searching for my own identity, searching for my own individual success. So I started traveling the world. And every place I traveled, wallahi, I constantly bumped into the Muslim. I went to Senegal, visit Goree Island, with 60 million slaves passed through. When you go on a tour, they tell you that like 30 to 20% maybe of them was Muslims. You're like, man, no wonder they ain't want to like go freely. No wonder a lot of them was rebellious. No wonder a lot of them didn't want to bow down to a man and stuff. And all these things started to make sense to me as I was traveling. I constantly kept bumping into the Muslims. I went to Morocco, I went to Kazakhstan, Cote d'Ivoire, went to Tanzania, I went everywhere. Touring, doing my own little thing out my pocket. Went to the UK. And every place I went to, I bumped into the Muslim. Not really paying close attention, but acknowledging the presence of the Muslim. Then I did a song with a Lebanese brother by the name of Masadi. You know, when I was visiting Canada, I did this song with this brother, and I never really expected the song to do too well. But you know, I was in a bigger bracket. I was doing songs with Tony Braxton and Usher and Genuine, like, who's Masadi? You know, good looking kid, he had a nice little voice. Masadi. But they had the money. So I said, okay, cool. You got the money. So I did this song with the brother. Alhamdulillah, the record was really big in the Islamic world. So I got an opportunity to travel to Muslim country. And when I entered the Muslim country, the first place I went to was Dubai. I remember going to Dubai, coming straight off the plane, straight into a car, straight into a club. I repeat, straight off a plane, into a car, into a club, in a Muslim country. And guess who was inside the club? The Muslims.